this is going to be an interesting playthrough. We're going to be watching cutscenes. I'm not really going to be. It's hard for me to not speedrun certain aspects of the game, but you know, this is a semi speedrun, semi casual playthrough. But yeah, we're essentially testing out the emulator, seeing how the game runs, and just kind of playing some Silent Hill 2. Mostly testing the emulator, seeing how it runs SH2. So, time for the Xbox boot noise. Not quite as nostalgic as the like some other console sounds for me, but I still love hearing that Xbox startup noise. This should have all of my settings. Yeah. Saved. So we're going to do just a new game. Main scenario, we'll do good old normal. Just to test shit out. Noise, thank you so much for the 53 months. Very much appreciated. Thank you so very much. Very kind of you. Thank you.
Mary, could you really be in this town?
Probably not. Yeah, so already, like, when it tries to add the bars to change the perspective, or not perspective, the, like, aspect ratio, you get the, like, letterboxed bars. The graphics kind of spill over a little bit, which is common in a lot of emulators. I've noticed that, but not a big deal. Possibly fixable with some setting adjustments. There's not a whole lot of settings and stuff. It's a pretty straightforward emulator.
I see that town.
Graphically,
Silent Hill.
and audio-wise, like, everything's pretty good.
Promised you'd take me there again someday.
It does offer options for
But you never did.
higher internal resolution.
Well,
So graphics
I'm
and everything
alone
are
now.
at 4 times the normal
in our
default
special place,
internal resolution.
waiting for you.
And it can go all the way up to 10 times.
I got a letter. The name on the envelope said Mary. My wife's name. It's ridiculous. Couldn't possibly be true. That's what I keep telling myself. A dead person can't write a letter. Mary died of that damn disease 3 years ago. So then, why am I looking for her? Our special place. What could she mean? This whole town was our special place. Does she mean the park on the lake? We spent the whole day there. Just the two of us, staring at the water. Could Mary really be there? Is she really alive? Waiting for me?
map. And I have it turned off just because it's a little easier to see other things. Oh, right. Here's the most interesting graphical issue that I've run into so far. When you pause, it does this. So that's neat. It fixes, and it's perfectly fine once you unpause. The fuck drugs, James? I know, right? I just here because I need to clip this and make like an animated GIF of James morphing into his body here. Do it one more time. It's good. But yeah, that aside, one of the things that I do have disabled is the noise effect, which usually when I stream Silent Hill 2 on any platform, I'll disable the noise effect because Twitch bitrate usually does not play nice with the noise effect. So it might look worse on stream than it does to me. It looks okay. It's accurate enough as far as like emulation goes. If you enjoy playing with that on. Personally, I don't. I mean, I don't mind it if I'm just playing through the games, but typically now whenever I'm playing through the games, I'm streaming them. And if I'm streaming them, I disable it because of it just kind of looks shit on Twitch bitrate. Oh, whenever we get to Maria, I'll have to do the pause screen. See if we can get Maria folding into herself as well. And Pyramid Head. Just a Pyramid Head, like on top of his legs. I just want to play around with the weird glitchy pause screen. There's something in the well. What's that? Looking at this makes me feel like someone's groping around inside my skull. Gives me a weird feeling. Poking around inside your hard disk. Notice how, like, the Xbox version has all these little changes and stuff to it. Instead of PS2 memory card, we have hard disk. The back button. The Xbox triggers when you're in the options menu. All these little differences for people who never really see the Xbox version of this game. Do that again. That effect at the 9 red squares will be clip worthy. Huh. I wonder how that'll work. Because it seems to be like, look how it starts. It's like corner squares all folding into a center square. So whatever's centered on the screen will stay there. And whatever's on the outer edges kind of folds in. Nora, thank you for the 7 months. Amogus James. He's become the Amogus. I have the brightness turned up. That shouldn't affect these cutscenes.
Excuse me,
Oh, I'm sorry. I
No,
was
it's
just...
okay. I didn't mean to scare you.
Because they look a little bit
I'm kind of lost.
bright, a little bit washed out.
Lost?
Yeah. I'm looking for Silent
But
Hill.
not too bad.
Is this the right way?
Yeah. It's hard to see with
Not
this
as bad
fog,
as on
but
like the HD collection.
There's only the one road. You can't miss it.
Thanks.
But
Yes?
I think you'd better stay away. This town, there's something wrong with it.
Kind of sad when even the janky fucking emulation
Explain, but
is
it
better
dangerous?
than
maybe.
the official Konami like
Just the
re-release.
fog either.
Okay,
It's...
I got it. I'll be careful.
I'm not lying.
No, I believe you. It's just... I guess I really don't care if it's dangerous or not.
Guess I
I'm
just
going
don't
to
give a
town
fuck.
Either way.
But why?
I'm looking for someone.
Who is it?
Someone...
Don't notice it during the first time, of course. After knowing Angela's predicament, Angela gets startled by James because of her fear of men. That's why she kind of backs away during the first 5 seconds. Oh, every single scene that she's in with James,
I mean,
she
my
expresses.
mother. It's been so
You
long
see
since I've
her
seen her.
express some form of fear or
Thought my father and brother
repulsion
were,
towards James
but I
and
can't find them either.
sort of men in general because of her trauma. Like they reflect that
I'm
in
sorry.
almost every single scene.
It's not your
No,
problem.
I hope you find them.
Yeah, you too.
She gets more and more unhinged. Same thing with Eddie, though. True, Angela kind of lets her feelings overwhelm her. And Eddie just sort of lets go and indulges in his. So, I mean, they're unhinged in like different ways. But yeah, their emotions and everything get a lot more extreme as the game goes on.
What is it?
Oh, nothing. Sure is quiet here, huh?
I guess.
I guess.
What is it?
Oh,
Say the other line.
What is it?
Say the other line. There it is.
Aren't you looking for someone?
that's right.
That's right. All right. Angela's got two little bits of extra dialogue there, and it's just random which one she'll say. So you have to talk to her enough to get both of them. Sometimes she'll just do them one right after the other. Sometimes it takes a few. Takes talking to her a few times. I'm so used to playing the PC version of this and speedrunning. It's very weird not having the chainsaw on a new game. Because in every other version of Silent Hill 2, the chainsaw is New Game Plus only. But on the PC version, the chainsaw is there right from the start of a new game. And I play the PC version so much more than any of the console versions at this point. Between like story playthroughs of the enhanced edition and then just speedrunning the PC version. Yeah, I've gotten used to that chainsaw being there. There's no reason to go back. I'm gonna go look for Mary. Here, can we melt Jack Nicholson's face? James's legs. Popping into his fucking hips. Is it just me or are the sounds in general more low quality? I definitely am hearing kind of a weirdness with some of the sound, but that's more the emulator. Because if you're playing this on the original Xbox, like, the audio is fine. So yeah, it's a little bit off, I think, just because of the emulation. Which, by the way, let me know if everything is okay. If you can see everything on stream okay, if you can hear everything okay. Go grab this med kit. And go look at a lying figure. Oh, I have to pause during the lying figure fight. And we gotta see the lying figure's legs, like, folding into its butt. That shadow just now. Look, there's Eddie's van again. Eddie's van perfectly rendered in the Xbox emulator. 10 out of 10. Actually, okay. So this is something that breaks a lot on the PS2 emulation, like PC SX2. The little mini window that shows your status a lot of times doesn't display correctly. But that seems to be working here. Yo, what's up, Lazy Tiger? Hope you're doing well. The audio balance, this is also an emulation thing, because I know it, like, I've played the original Xbox version enough. Like, I know a lot of these issues are not there if you're playing on the actual hardware. My lags. But sound effect volume from sound effect to sound effect is very, very off. Like, when I interacted with the save point noise is very, very quiet. But notice, like, menu sounds are super loud. So yeah, there's a little bit of audio issue, but nothing too terrible. Game looks pretty good visually. Like everything's rendering in, especially using the 4 times. Actually, let me see. I think we can just. Ten times the internal resolution scale. I mean, did that make really that much of a difference? Here, we'll see if we can notice it in the in-game, in-engine cutscene here. Ooh, a little bit laggy. Yeah. Stuff definitely lagging. I don't know if that's because of the Oh, I love this glitch. This is my favorite thing about this already, is I can just pause and make silly things happen. Oh, this time it's like a much smaller square. Oh, it changes depending on the size of the resolution. So let's bump that back to 4. Because it seemed to be working a little bit better. Oh shit, I didn't mean to skip that. I was trying to pause. I was trying to make this happen. Deverin, thank you so much for the 11 months. Yonub, I'm sure you're excited about Silent Hill: The Short Message. Nope.
This thing broken?
Call me when a game comes out. Then I'll be excited. I wouldn't even say excited at that point, but then I'll be interested.
What the? I'd better take it anyway. I might need it.
Why did you kill me? That's funnier than it should be. It really is. But I'm glad that it exists. I'm glad that it's a thing. I don't know why it's a thing. But it's fun to play with. It's like the screen sections, if you can get them in the right spot, just looks really funny. James just retracting his legs. Got the apartment gate key. I mean, I'm glad you find it as funny as I do, Yami, if not more. Because pretty much anytime there's like a new enemy or character on screen where I can pause, I'm going to play around with that. Hey, Twerk It. It's Noisy Hill. My favorite hill. Ooh. Okay. Emulator got significantly choppier now that we're inside. Yeah. There's like a little bit more lag going on. I'm guessing because it's got the dynamic lighting and stuff trying to... You can see his shadows kind of jumping around. Yeah, it's the lighting, I think. It's a little bit hard for the emulator. Also, I don't know how much this also could be affected by my PC. Because I definitely don't have, like, a super high-end computer. Okay, that's the map. Really? Is that the default button for the flashlight on Xbox? I don't remember that at all. Oh, wait. No, that's right. Because it's the original Xbox has the white and black buttons on the controller, which, depending on the controller type you have, some original Xbox controllers have a white and black button. Some have a dual left trigger, right trigger, or bumper and trigger, like the 360 controllers did. So the flashlight, I'm used to that being mapped differently. Seems to jump and stutter slightly when the shadow moves, but it runs fine-ish if it isn't moving. Yeah. It's a little choppy. But still not terrible. It kind of messes up the audio sync of these cutscenes. Because it does lag a little bit. It was more noticeable in the lying figure cutscene. But yeah, when the audio is playing at full speed, but the little stutters that are happening kind of throw off the video. Also, flashlight popping out of James's back or illuminating perfectly behind James. Just gives us that dual flashlight strobe effect. That actually does happen in the HD collection, and I think it also happens when you play the Xbox on an Xbox 360. You get that same flashlight out of the back effect. Nice. Glowing peepee head. Squish him. Squish him down. Is the hurricane coming to Georgia, or will you and Rachel be okay? We should be fine. The hurricane got downgraded to like a category 1 as soon as it hit landfall on Florida. So, I mean, I hope everybody in Florida is safe. But by the time it gets here, I think we're going to get just a bit of rain. We're going to get some, like, we're barely going to get any of it where we're at. Yeah, stay safe, GJ. But yeah, I'll try and keep everyone posted if, like, it does get especially bad here for any reason. But yeah, I don't think we're going to get much more than some rain. Never know, though. Got the clock key. Yeah, definitely running kind of slow. I don't think it'll make too much difference, but let's see. Yeah, there's not really anything else we can change as far as display, except for the internal resolution scale. Let's try bumping this down to the default. I'm just curious if that alleviates any of that lag, that stuttering. I mean, it's definitely noticeably more jaggy edges, which is more accurate to how it would look playing this on an Xbox back in the day. So it doesn't really bother me. And it does seem to run smoother. So some of that lag may just be the internal resolution. Let's try putting it at just 2 times. Best of both worlds. Smooth things out a little bit, but also not be laggy. Perhaps. That seems good. All right. Hey, Mr. Braun, have you ever played any other horror-themed games that you would consider to be on par with the Silent Hill series? On par overall? No. There are definitely games that I would say are on par or better as far as like gameplay and controls and you know, things like that. But something that would be on par or better for everything, like writing, atmosphere, music, no. Because that's the thing, is like, there's definitely games that have improved on certain aspects of Silent Hill, but or the Silent Hill series and kind of what they're known for. But there's not really any games out there that have done everything better, or even as good, I would say. Silent Hill games are greater than the sum of their parts. Plus, I think just they're genuinely really well-made games. Like, the flaws, like, they're not perfect games. They definitely have flaws. But the flaws are so outshined by all the things that the Silent Hill, especially just, we're talking about the first 4 games, but the things that they do well far outshine the things that they don't do well. Whereas there's a lot of other games out there where it's like, yeah, it improves on that type of gameplay and it improves on, you know, certain aspects of it, but is not as good overall. Little bit of a visual glitch. This happens a lot with FMVs in emulators. That sort of rainbow color bar. Also, I feel like this is blurrier than it should be. Like, this is more out of focus than it should be. I'm guessing it's because it's trying to emulate an effect where the blinds are supposed to sort of be in James's peripheral vision. So, yeah. Because you can see when, from that shot, his model is rendered clear without that blur effect over it. So that's the depth of field. It's trying to emulate the original depth of field there and not able to do it very well. Which can be a difficult thing for a lot of emulators in general. Take my key and be on my way. My 2 keys. They throw 2 keys at you back to back there. Get the courtyard key from inside the closet, and then you get the fire escape key that Laura kicked away. Doing a full playthrough? Yep. Oh yeah. I'm going to go through the whole main scenario and Born from a Wish. Assuming the emulator works the whole way through. If the emulator doesn't work the whole way through, then we'll find out. But the plan is to do a full playthrough. Hey, what's up, Isel? Hope you're doing well today. Trash chute. Some kind of strange garbage stuck in the hole. It's me. I'm the strange garbage. Yeah, I see some more audio mixing kind of weirdness that's not emulating correctly. The garbage chute sound was a lot quieter than everything else. Imagine if we were able to play Angela, Eddie, and Laura's sub-scenarios. Would imagine Laura's would be boring as fuck, but we would at least get some story from her. Oh yeah, I wish we would have gotten pretty much any other character sub-scenario. I mean, I like the Born from a Wish sub-scenario, but it's kind of unnecessary in my opinion. I think there's enough overall information and context in the main scenario to kind of explain what Maria is. Uh-oh. This may be a very abrupt end to the test. Did we crash? Are we done? Did they downsample all the audio for the Xbox version? No. If you're playing the original Xbox version on the original Xbox hardware, the audio and everything is fine. A lot of the issues we're running into right now are because I'm testing out this emulator. It's just Xbox emulation is hard to do. And fuck. It might not actually work. Because now we're not loading. James got a flashlight in his butt, apparently. Yeah. That's actually a problem in a couple of different versions of Silent Hill 2. If you play it backwards compatible on a 360, or if you play the HD collection, you get that same glitch. Well, I did just save, so I guess let's restart and load the save and see if that was just a fluke. Do not turn off power to the Xbox. I mean, that would be an interesting concept for sure, Deverin. And there is even almost a way to tie that into existing plot threads. Not some of my favorite, because they start with Tom Waltz comic books and continue into Downpour. But that's kind of some of the background of Howard Blackwood in Silent Hill Downpour. Because Howard Blackwood as a character did not originate in Downpour. He originates in a Tom Waltz Silent Hill comic book called Past Life. Silent Hill Past Life. And in that comic book, which is set in like the 1800s. Howard Blackwood is stuck in Silent Hill Purgatory because he was a slave that was sent out to track down and retrieve other escaped slaves. And he chose instead to murder his slave owner. And because murder is murder in Silent Hill Purgatory, Tom Waltz Downpour, Tom Hewlett universe, he gets stuck there. So they could kind of do something like that, but I just don't see Konami getting anybody to tackle that subject in like a well-written and respectful manner. Ever read the Resident Evil novels by S.D. Perry? No, I did not. I know I just saved it, but now that I picked up the coin and we know this is a crash area, let's just save it again. Okay. No crash arena. Hey, no crash this time. So maybe that was just a random fluke. But even more reason to be mindful of saving. If I am anywhere near a save point, I need to save the game as often as I can. Just in case.
It wasn't me. I didn't do it.
Do what?
I didn't do anything. I swear. He was like this when I got here.
My name's James. James Sunderland.
Eddie.
Eddie. Who's that dead guy in the kitchen?
I didn't do it. I swear I didn't kill anybody.
You're not friends with that red pyramid.
Red pyramid thing. I don't know what you're talking about. Honest. But I did see some weird looking monsters. They scared the hell out of me, so I ran in here.
Well, I guess this place isn't too safe either. What happened here anyway?
I told you, I don't know. I'm not even from this town. I just...
You too, huh? Something just brought you here, right?
Yeah, you could say that.
Well, whatever it is, I think you better get out of here soon.
Yeah, you're right. What about you?
I'll leave as soon as I'm done here. Eddie, be careful.
James, you be careful too.
God, how loud the door opening sound is compared to everything else there. Yeah, the sound mixing is not normally this bad. If you're playing on actual hardware, you're not gonna have that issue. Any difference between PS2 and Xbox versions? Not anything like significant. Like not really. There are some slight graphical differences, and we're talking about if you're playing on original hardware. There's some very slight graphical differences, frame rate differences, because Xbox menus handle 60 FPS, PS2 menus do not. But yeah, it's very, very minimal. But because I'm testing this out on emulation, that's the main thing. Is there's not anything too surprising about, you know, differences between PS2 and Xbox, but sometimes emulation can run in some very weird and interesting ways. So I'm kind of testing the emulator more than anything else. Just want to see how it works on this emulator. No fire escape outside the door. Maybe they knocked it down when they built the building next door. I think I can get into the building next door if I go through the window in front of me. No pause screen glitch on Eddie? Shit. We have to go back. I don't think I've ever gone back to Eddie. I mean, I'm sure I must have at some point. I don't remember what happens if you go back to Eddie after you've already crossed into the other building. If that actually changes stuff. Or if Eddie is still in here. I'm pretty sure Eddie is still just in here. Yeah, he is. We can't do a whole lot with it because we only have this one camera angle, but here we go. Eddie retracting his arms. All right, now we can move on. Looks like there's something stuck inside the toilet. Let's see how this works. Splorp. Looks like a wallet, some kind of memo. 110-312. Back had to do stuff. Seen any bugs yet? Other than this? We had a crash. We did have a random crash. But so far it's been relatively minor. the pause screen bug is like the best thing. Oh, the mannequin. It's too centered. Get out of here, bug. I'm gonna wind up dying to the bug. Oh, because I bumped the internal resolution down to 2x. Okay. So this seems to happen as like a resolution bug. So first, if I'm in... Yeah. See, if I'm in just regular, no change to the default internal resolution, you can see it just kind of shrinks a little bit and then stops. But then if I have it way up, it breaks it into little chunks. There we go. There's some super deformed mannequin. That's what I'm looking for. Oh my god, and it makes the game so laggy. Does it do it at variables? Oh yeah, every thing works. So like the higher you multiply the internal resolution, the more individual little squares you get with that pause screen glitch. That's good. For the sake of the game just running at its smoothest, I'm going to keep it at 2x. But that's good. This is good. Okay. Hey, Angela.
Oh, it's you.
Yeah, I'm James.
Angela.
Angela, okay. I don't know what you're planning, but there's always another way.
Really? But you're the same as me. It's easier just to run. Besides, is what we deserve.
No, I'm not like you.
You afraid? I'm sorry.
It's okay. Did you find your mother?
Not yet. She's not anywhere.
Did she live in this apartment building?
I don't know.
So, all you know is she lived in this town.
What did you say? How do you know that?
Well, I just figured, 'cause this is where you're looking for her. How else would I know?
Yeah.
Am I right?
I'm so tired.
So, why did you come to this town anyway?
I'm sorry. Did you find the person you're looking for?
Not yet. Her name's Mary. She's my wife.
I'm sorry.
Do you think James's intentions are never predatory when he meets Angela? I think he doesn't think of Angela that way.
She's
No,
dead.
I've never thought that.
I don't know why I think she's here.
James is focused on
She's
just his wife.
dead?
Like, that is it.
Don't worry.
Everything else is entirely secondary.
I
Like,
don't think so.
I've got to find my mama.
there's nothing in the game or any of their interactions
This
to
town's dangerous.
imply that
Now I know what you meant
James
back
would have
there in
any
the
sort of
cemetery.
I'll be okay by myself.
feelings or
Besides,
anything towards
I
Angela,
just slow you down.
other than just sort of general indifference. Definitely not predatory.
That.
Will you hold it for me?
Sure. No problem.
If I kept it, I'm not sure what I might do.
Is the photo on the floor of Angela's family? Can't remember. I always used to miss it. I don't know if it's heavily implied. Obviously, it could just be something that she's looking at that reminds her of her own family without actually being her and her family. But it's heavily implied that it's a photo of Angela and her family, because she describes having a mother, a father, and a brother. And with Angela's backstory, like, her father was sexually and physically abusive towards Angela her whole life, her brother as well, and her mother. Angela leans more to, like, she relies on her mother compared to her father and brother for obvious reasons, but even her mother is not a good person, like, and tells Angela that she deserves it. But Angela has more connection to her mother. That's why she's here. She's looking for her mama, looking for her mother. So when you see the photo, you see a young girl and her mother, and then ripped away from that, like torn in half and kind of upside down, cast aside, is the father and brother. So it's the same family unit. But if you look at the girl, she's got like light colored hair, and Angela's got very clearly dark hair, but it also looks kind of like just a stock photo or something of real people. So it could have just been something that they used as an asset. It could have been, the intention is that she sees it and it reminds her of her family, or it could literally be a picture of her family, because there are lots of instances where children have much lighter colored hair, and then as they get older, their hair darkens. Always have to remind myself that Angela's only 19. Not even. Her exact age is not verified. It's one of those things that is disputed based on your source, because there's varying official sources that give different information. If you watch the making of Silent Hill 2, the narrator says that she was supposed to be 17 or 18, I think, or 16 or 17. She's described in the manual for the North American Xbox version. It doesn't give an exact age, but it says that she's a recent high school graduate, which would put her around 18. So yeah, there's varying differences in things on Angela's age. But yeah, she's, we'll say, more or less 18 on average. Do you consider the Book of Lost Memories to be a reasonably accurate source of Silent Hill info? When there are direct quotes from developers, yes. When there are unattributed quotes to a mystery author, no. Because there is a lot of information in the Book of Lost Memories that is direct quotes from developers, like attributed to developers. And a lot of that is reasonably accurate as far as information, but there's also a lot of things that are just random little bits of information with no clue where it comes from, who said it. And a lot of times that stuff is just like Konami hires, or they've already got somebody on staff who's just kind of a general like publisher to put things together, and they'll provide them with some notes and then just say, write some fluff pieces to fill it out, and then we publish and sell the book. So a lot of times that kind of stuff can be inaccurate because it's written presumably by people who are not involved with the development of the game. But the Book of Lost Memories doesn't even have an attributed author. Didn't know. I always thought she was mid-20s because she looks older than late teens. Yeah, she is deliberately designed to look older. As a reflection of her life of physical abuse and trauma. People who endure physical and sexual abuse throughout their life often look and sound more mature and aged than someone of their typical age. Sorry, dumb question, but is Silent Hill best on native PS2 or PC for best experience? Immersion. There's no definitive answer to that. It's literally whatever you prefer. For somebody who wants everything, you've got a nice modern PC and really nice high-def widescreen monitors, and you want to see Silent Hill 2 in super crisp, clear graphics, get the PC version, get Enhanced Edition. Are you 35 years old or older and you remember playing this game on PS2 on a CRT, sitting in your living room, burning your eyes out, playing in the dark, then you're probably going to prefer native PS2. Like, it's completely down to personal preference what is best for one person or another. Have a 1060 GPU and a 1080p monitor. Is that enough? If your computer, yes, it's more than enough. I'm running a 1050 Ti, and I run Enhanced Edition with like super high settings. It's a video game from 2001. If your computer was made in 2010 or more recently, you can run it no problem. Which do I prefer? I think other than the HD collection, there are pros and cons to every version. which is why there's not any one singular version of the games that I typically stream. Like, obviously, if you're speedrunning, there is a preferred version. So there's like a fastest version. But when it comes to just casual playthroughs or story playthroughs, I rotate between actual hardware, emulators, PC with no mods, PC with mods. Because, yeah. I don't really have, like, a preferred best way. Ooh. Game's running kind of laggy again. Pause screen. Just make Pyramid Head fold in on himself. Pew. The tip of the pyramid. Retracting. Analog stick's a little finicky. Heard the voice acting on HD Collection was over the top. Over the top is one way to put it. It's bad. It's bad for a lot of reasons. It's inconsistent for one. Because there are times where it's over the top, and then there are times where it's like they don't care. The voice actors aren't trying very hard. And then there's, yeah, it's just a wide range of wrong and not good sounding. But over the top is one way to put it. It sounds sort of like an anime dub.
You!
When you look at the HD
It's you,
collection
wasn't it?
compared to the original voices.
You're the one who stepped on my hand.
I don't know. Maybe I did.
What's a little girl like you doing here anyway?
Huh? Are you blind or something?
What's that letter?
None of your business. You didn't love Mary anyway.
Wait! How do you know Mary's name?
Bye, Laura. Oh, can we pause screen? Yeah, pause screen the bear. And the cat. Wait. It's too fun. Hey, what's up, Jake? Do bullets speed up the time of your encounter with Pyramid Head, or is there an invisible health meter you're depleting? It's time based, but shooting Pyramid Head, like doing damage to him, does actually speed up that fight. So like speedrunners will always shoot and damage Pyramid Head depending on different weapons, depending on the category and everything. But it's always faster to fight him. However, if you really want to like save every last bit of healing and ammo and not risk anything, you can just dodge Pyramid Head for a few minutes there. How long you need to avoid him depends on what difficulty you're on, but if you avoid him long enough, eventually he does leave on his own, but it's much faster to fight him. The fog effects look real nice on this, on Xbox version. Yeah, typically it's pretty good. It's, for the most part, emulating that decently. And it is a different fog effect compared to PlayStation 2. They had to, one of those visual changes, minor kind of visual changes I talked about between the PS2 and Xbox versions. Because the PS2 does very different translucent textures compared to the Xbox. So they had to layer the fog and do kind of a different effect for the Xbox version. But the emulator's doing it pretty close to how it looks on original hardware.
Mary?
On Xbox hardware.
No, you're not.
Do I look like your girlfriend?
No, my late wife. I can't believe it. You could be her twin. Your face, your voice, just your hair and clothes.
Well, the Xbox is a more powerful console, but we're not talking just raw terms of power. We're talking how they process shaders and textures. And one thing that the PS2 does,
I told you, I'm Maria.
not necessarily better, but just differently than the Xbox, is the way that it handles translucent textures,
For Mary.
such as what you see for fog effects.
Didn't you say she died?
So the two consoles kind of have to handle doing
But I got a letter from her.
translucent textures in
Said she
different
was
ways,
waiting in our special place.
which is why you get different looking fog.
And that's here? Anyway, I haven't seen her. Is this your only special place?
How's the game on emulator going? So far, okay. It's a little bit messed up. It's not perfect. But it's definitely a lot better than it was, because like original Xbox emulation up until a few years ago basically didn't work at all.
The one on the lake?
Or very, very little.
The Lakeview Hotel? Yeah.
This is
still
very playable.
So the hotel.
It
was
wouldn't be
your
my
special
preferred way of
place,
playing
huh?
Silent Hill 2,
I'll bet it was.
but that's kind of why I'm testing stuff.
Don't get so.
'Cause this is my first time ever using this emulator.
Anyway, it's not that way. It's this way.
See, like the cutscenes, because the video is
You're
lagging,
coming with me?
the audio is not able to keep up, or rather the audio goes ahead
No, I
and the
just-
video doesn't keep up, so we get this weird
I'm
desync.
all alone here. Everyone else is gone. I look like Mary, don't I?
Thank you, Jake, I appreciate it.
You loved her, right? Or maybe you hated her.
Don't be ridiculous.
So it's okay?
Yeah, fine.
Silent Hill is definitely one of the best looking games on the PS2. I would say Silent Hill 3, like visually, just from a graphic standpoint, like making the most capable use out of the PS2 hardware. The most impressive games to me are still Silent Hill 3 and Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3. And Silent Hill 2, but like 2 does really well, but I feel like 3 manages to do everything that 2 does just a bit better. Like 3 definitely had 2 was the first game that Team Silent developed on the PS2 hardware. So this was really, really good considering this was them learning how to make games for the PS2. But by the time they finished making Silent Hill 2, They knew how to fucking make games on the PS2. And Team Silent showed that with Silent Hill 3. They really showed it off with 3. Yeah, we're still pretty laggy going through here. Which is funny because this area in general, in Silent Hill 2 and in Silent Hill 3, on basically every possible version of these games, this little area when you're out in the town and there's thick fog and enemies kind of roaming streets, always seems to be the laggiest. There's just so many things going. It's worse on some versions more than others. Like, this whole section lags so bad on the HD collection. As bad as it's lagging in the emulator right now, it lags worse in the HD collection. And it can lag so bad in HD that it'll actually just flat out crash.
So what'd you do? Robbery? Murder?
Nah, nothing like that.
Huh! You're just a gutless fatso.
What'd you have to say that for?
I thought you said the cops were after you.
No, I just ran because I was scared. I don't know what the cops are doing.
But if you did something bad, why don't you just say you were sorry? Well, I guess I run away a lot too.
It's no good. They wouldn't listen. Nobody will ever forgive me.
What's up, Gagasomnia? Yeah, Bowie, I heard about that. That's super sad. Coolio was just like such a staple in the 90s. And he was only 59. Very, very sad.
Eddie?
Oh,
James. We met in the apartment building?
yeah, I remember.
Hey, Sarcasm.
But
Been watching streams on YouTube for a few months.
Are you
First time I ever
alone?
catch you live. Have a nice stream. Thank you. Welcome to Twitch. Welcome to the live stream. And now, Sarcasm Robbie. At some point, this video is going to be on YouTube,
Hey, let's go after her.
where I'm talking to you right now while it's live. Except it'll be later when it's not live.
Is that her name?
The cycle is complete.
This town is full of monsters. How can you sit there and eat pizza?
she said she was fine by herself.
Pizza.
She said a fatso like me would just slow her down.
Forget you.
Forget you. Speaking of pizza. No, wait. Speaking of YouTube. Exclamation point YT in chat. I have revived the official Nub Zombie YouTube page, the YouTube channel, my web zone. So videos are being re-uploaded and archived.
Did a little
Eventually,
girl run
everything I have archived on Twitch is going to make its way over onto YouTube. So I'll have everything over there again. And then at some point, I'm going to start doing, every once in a while, edited videos specifically for YouTube. And I might even look at doing some streams on YouTube in the future. Since that is a thing that Twitch partners are allowed to do now. So as much as I complained about YouTube for a long time, there's just too many people who have been asking for more content to be on there, who Just don't prefer YouTube over Twitch. And Sci-Fi Guy, Dorian House, can only do so much because he essentially goes through the trouble of re-uploading, and it's much easier for me to export to YouTube directly from my channel rather than
any other way?
Yeah, there
Dorian
right through
downloading
there.
streams and editing them and then uploading them.
It's no
Hey,
good.
what's up,
It's
Ecdysis?
locked.
How you doing, man? Hope you're having a good morning. Evening, whatever. Yo, Maxie. Maxie, thank you so much for the 67 months. Also, weren't you just doing like a crazy long marathon? How are you up right now? Or am I mistaken? Maxie, thank you so much. Can't wait for the 10-hour locked door tier list video. Oh my God, Maxie. Can you imagine? Every single locked door in every single Silent Hill game ranked from best to worst. That would probably take more than 10 hours. Did 19 hours and slept. Now I'm here. Hell yeah. That is a hell of a stream. Is a hell of a stream. But it was good. I wasn't there for all 19 hours, but I was in and out.
Over there.
People are once again hyped because of the alleged Silent Hill remake or whatever. I doubt any new Silent Hill will come out. What do you guys say? I say I've had to talk about it so much for such a long time now, Jake, that I have a command for it. Exclamation point leak. L-E-A-K. Basically, short answer. Until a game actually comes out, I don't care. I don't care about the rating for the game. I don't care if it gets officially announced. There could be a trailer. Like, once there's like a demo or something for me to play, I'll kind of start giving a shit. And then once an actual game completely releases, like a full finished game, then we'll have something to do, man. Because we'll have a new game to play. And it'll be time to absolutely play the shit out of it. No matter how good or bad it is, to learn every possible thing about it and speedrun it and everything else. But until that time comes, I just don't care. I don't care about anything up until the game is out. Any issues on the Xbox emulator? Some. This definitely wouldn't be my preferred way to play Silent Hill 2, but it's not terrible. It's definitely playable. Some lag issues, a couple visual bugs, And this are a thing. But other than that, it's actually working much better than expected. I know I just saved, but I'm going to save it every single time I really can, because we've already had one crash. So just in case that happens again. Yeah, the pause menu is a little bit brorked. Oh, by the way, we haven't even done that with Maria here. You retract your legs, Maria. Hang on, I have to. If we bump up the internal resolution scale, it's better. Even better. Just like a trash compactor. Ooh, audio. Why are you freaking out? Don't do that. Sorry. Locked door. Where are we putting it on the tier list? God, that is such a stupid idea, and I'm half tempted to do it. Please don't hit me. Please don't hit me. Give me that shotgun. Pick up needle. Thank you.
Ow.
What's wrong?
Ew.
I just pricked myself.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
Worst is the one that's being held shut by a mysterious force. See, do we consider that a locked door? Is it just locked door, or does it include lock as broken doors? See, I think if we're going to do the tier list properly, it has to be a locked door. Like a door that is locked, not necessarily that can be unlocked, because there are locked doors that don't unlock in some games, if I remember correctly. So I think we can rule out doors that are broken or sealed by mysterious forces. Uh, 8532. Has anybody come in yet and gone, is this on Emulator? Well, now that you're here, technically you did. I'm just gonna pick up some stuff, don't mind me, ma'am. Need all the weird noises in the kitchen to stop? You're making the ghosts mad because you're not asleep when you're supposed to be. Shit. What's the bottom tier locked door? I bet it's going to be... First, I would have to go through all the games so that we can properly lay out every single locked door in the series. Only then would I be able to fairly think about where they would go on the tier list.
Wait a minute. I'm kind of tired.
Although, like, personal bottom tier locked door,
It's just a hangover.
when you say, like,
You should rest.
Nub, what is the worst locked door in Silent Hill? The first thing that comes to mind, just instinctively, my brain screams out,
I'm
the
gonna
final
look
boss room door of Silent Hill Homecoming.
I'll be back as soon as I can.
For many reasons. Is the soundtrack right now just ambient or a song in the soundtrack? I think this right here is just ambient. I don't know if it's on the actual official OST. The official OSTs for the Silent Hill games are always missing some music. Like, there's always fan-made OSTs that are like more complete versions. The flashlight thing where it's behind James normal? No. That is something that is more prominent in certain versions of Silent Hill 2. If you play the original Xbox version on a backwards compatible 360, which I guess is also Xbox emulation, so it explains why this emulator does it. It's also in the HD collection. Something written on the wall. 8355. Turn the numbers. Better not forget them, so I'll write them down here. The other one, my secret name. These numbers that you don't even have to look at if you're speedrunning and using RNG manipulation. Wow. Ooh, why is menu so laggy? Whoa, what's happening? We're like in a tiny little room with nothing. Why is everything falling apart now? Yeah, 3 was not on the Xbox, but Silent Hill 2 and 4 were both on the Xbox. And neither one of them works correctly on 360 backwards compatibility. So slow. A lot of runners get really sad about the loss of Blind Arsonist, but as a game choice, it's so much better to run. Plus, none of them were doing the Chad Blind Briefcase. I fucking always did Chad Blind Briefcase. Are you kidding me? I still have the muscle memory of, like, clicking through the dials between... Like, there's so much to take into it. So first, you have the least number of turns for each dial for the briefcase. So you start with Mama, and then you only have to turn the first dial 4 times and the fourth dial 4 times to go from Mama to Damn. And then you just have to change the third and fourth dials to R and K for dark. and so on and so forth, where you can go through every single solution of that briefcase very, very quickly. I practiced that shit for so long, man. Back in my day, Big Man Japan used to reset the briefcase because he lost 2 seconds. Those were the days. Those were the days, man. Those were the days when I was actually like a respectable runner for this game. I was typically like second, third place. It was usually Big Man Japan and then me and Orifine back and forth for a long time. But then a lot of other people started picking up Silent Hill 2 and getting really fucking good at it. And then we got, was it Super Gamer? Super Gamer who introduced the directional controls. And I basically dropped the game. I stopped running it. We got Super Gamered, yeah. You know what's funny, Maxie? So I was testing stuff. Little bit of a side story here. I was testing stuff. Or not testing, well, kinda. I had to take a screenshot, some Silent Hill 3 screenshots for an artist. Because every once in a while people ask me for like, hey, do you happen to have these like Silent Hill screenshots or these reference images? And a lot of times I will have them, so I'll just give them to people. And if it's something that they don't have or that I don't have, and it's something that I can get just by going through the game, I'll just run through the game and get whatever screenshot or info or whatever's requested. Because I like to help out friends and people in the Silent Hill community. So I was doing a run through of Silent Hill 3 to take some screenshots for somebody. And I was like, let me go through Silent Hill 3 with directional controls, because I had just been practicing Silent Hill 2 directional controls to try and PB, and which I never did, but I feel like Silent Hill 3 is the same as Silent Hill 2, where if somebody actually took the time to get like perfect with the directional controls, it's faster than tank controls, because you have the same aspects that you're overlooking, like the whole idea that you have this quick turn animation, which Silent Hill 3, even the quick turn animation is much faster than Silent Hill 2, and Silent Hill 3 you cancel that quick turn animation, so you make it even faster than what it's supposed to be by default. But I mean, directional control, there's literally no animation. You just push the direction that you're going and you immediately turn around and start running that direction without any sort of animation, canceled or otherwise. Like, not to mention any time where you're strafing. See, even pivoting into strafes, like Heather can do it a lot more smoothly than James can in Silent Hill 2. But we're talking about the difference between a strafe animation having to start up at all versus literally no animation. You just snap into the direction that you're going. It's just a matter of doing it efficiently enough where it will save time. I'm fairly confident Silent Hill 3 is the exact same thing as Silent Hill 2. Maybe not as big of a time save as it is in 2, because the movement is a lot cleaner in 3, even with tank controls. But I'm fairly certain that if somebody took the time to Super Gamer Silent Hill 3, Silent Hill 3 would literally do the same thing, where somebody would show up, get a world record with directional controls, and so many people would drop that game. And I kind of feel like people know this. I feel like I can't be the only runner who knows this. And it's just a lot of people who are like, well, fuck that. I just want to run the game with the nice tank controls. I don't want to do all this shit, memorize all these camera angles, and do all these awkward controller things just so that I can save like 3 seconds. But hey, someone eventually is going to do it. 8532. 8532-8355. Wait, what? 8532. Numbers. Brain. Oh yeah, Nub, are you on Discord at all or no? Technically, like, I have a Discord account, but outside of the one time a week at best where I like play games with some friends, I don't really use Discord. Like, I used to have a channel Discord and stuff like years ago, but it felt weird having a channel Discord like for my stream that the streamer never used, like almost never showed up in. So eventually I just kind of got rid of it. I don't know, I just don't use Discord that much. I don't use hardly any social media that much. Twitter is pretty much like the main thing. So if you're ever going to like message me or anything like that, DM me on Twitter. That's what I'm most likely to look at. Do you think RE8 is a love letter to Silent Hill 1 and 3 with the fact that I'm going to already say no? I'm going to already say no. I don't want to be that guy, but no. Ethan is searching for his daughter in the main story with the upcoming DLC focuses around his daughter Rose that's now playable. No. Silent Hill 1 and 3 did not invent that concept. And I don't know. I don't see Resident Evil 8. Capcom and the Resident Evil series, especially with 7 and 8, have been very much we know what kind of game we want to make and we're moving forward with that. They're not looking to 20-year-old game competitors that sold less than their games at the time for inspiration or to make a love letter for. Whoops, I need to go to the first floor. What am I doing? You at least get how to use TikTok? I don't have a fucking clue about TikTok.
Laura?
I have a TikTok.
Huh?
I reserved like my @nubzombie handle,
Eddie told me.
but I don't have anything on it.
Big fat blabbermouth.
And every time I go on it,
How about Mary?
I'm frightened
What's the big deal?
and
Why can't you just
confused,
tell me?
and I don't understand anything that's happening.
I won't.
People are using abbreviations and memes and emotes in ways
At the hospital.
that I just am too old to comprehend.
You liar! Laura,
I am too old and out of touch
Don't believe me.
to give a shit about what happens on TikTok.
last year, Mary was already... I'm sorry, Laura. Anyway, let's go.
Yo, what's up, Technokami?
We can talk about this later. This is no place for a kid. There are all sorts of strange things around here. I can't believe you haven't even gotten a scratch on you.
Why should I?
RE8 tried to be many games, but ended as a weird mixture of everything. Like the game, but sadly,
But it's really
the
important.
Viento House is over too
What is
fast.
it?
Baby section was way too easy.
Huh?
I liked Resident Evil 8
Okay.
about as much as I liked RE7. Like, it's pretty good. Pretty good. It's got some moments. It's got some cool stuff in it. It's not like mind-blowing story-wise,
Come on,
which
hurry
is,
Is it in there?
for me, like, that's always why I've never really obsessed over, like, the Resident Evil games the way I do with Silent
up.
Hill.
Yeah, in the back.
Because character motivation and story and narrative are things that will stick in my
What are you
brain
doing,
and
Laura?
really make me
It's further back.
latch
in the
on
back.
to the world and immerse somewhat. Resident Evil is like, they're fun games.
Laura,
They're fun games to play. They've
what
got
are you doing?
good sequences and action and puzzles, and
Ha-ha, I tricked you.
Open
you know,
the door, Laura.
they're not really horror in the way that horror is to me, and they're not really story driven in the way that story is for me.
Do ya?
The story is kind of secondary to set up the fun gameplay. And I think Resident Evil does that really well. They give you just enough
I guess it
to
will.
set up the gameplay, and they're very good at doing that. But it's not enough for me to be like, wow, this is mind-blowing, the future of horror.
You,
So,
you,
Laura?
you.
quit it. In VR, it's pretty insane. Maybe that's my problem. I have not done, like... Oh my god, these sound effects. I haven't really done hardly anything VR. Like, I don't have a VR setup. Yeah, that's the emulated sound effects not being balanced the way they should. That is a very squelchy shotgun boom. No, Rachel, I was reading your comment.
James.
I'm reading and agreeing.
James.
Played 7 out of friends. I'm the same. Can do half-hour VR tops and then gotta take a break. Yeah, it's definitely not meant for long sessions. IMO Resident Evil is boring. Silent Hill is an onslaught for the senses. That is a fun descriptor. An onslaught for the senses. I mean, I wouldn't even take it that direction so much. I don't think Resident Evil is boring, at least for the most part. 6 got boring. I got really bored with 6. But I don't know. They're fun games. I enjoy playing most of the Resident Evil games. There's very few games in the overall Resident Evil series that I actively dislike. They just don't grip me the way Silent Hill games do. Where Silent Hill games make me want to just like figure out everything about them. There's so many interesting layers to them. Whereas Resident Evil is very upfront about what it is. And there's not a whole lot of depth in that regard. Now, there's depth in Resident Evil in a lot of other ways compared to like Silent Hill. There's a lot more depth in the combat. There's a lot more depth in like item management. Item management from game to game is a puzzle unto itself that I've always really enjoyed, for the most part. But yeah, it's different. It's different. I like my character and story depth, and that's what draws me back to replay a game a lot more and kind of think about a game a lot more. Resident Evil is the like turn my brain off horror series where I can just sit back and play and have a good time and not have to think too hard about it. Because somebody's going to come along and tell me exactly what's happening. We genetically modified this bioweapon to okay, got it. You mixed the green one and the red one and you made that monster. Got it. There's not a whole I'm not sitting here thinking about the metaphorical presence of that creature as being a synthetic being and what it means to no, I'm not. It doesn't go that far. It's just like, here you go. Here's what happened. Here's the monster. Have fun. Find a cool gun. Craft some ammo. But yeah. What am I doing? I need to go get Maria, don't I? Open the door. Really loved Outbreak. Wish they'd bring it back. Oh, man. I remember specifically, like, the first time I did any sort of online stuff on my PS2 was for Final Fantasy XI. I got the network adapter and hard drive combo pack so that I could play Final Fantasy XI when that came out. And afterwards, looking into like, okay, I should get other games that make use of this network adapter. And I start like looking through the very short list of PS2 network games. And then eventually we got
Mary?
Resident Evil Outbreak and Outbreak File 2. Man, I love those games.
It's you. I thought you were...
They were so much fun.
Sorry.
Been a long time since I played them.
Anyway, I'm glad you're alive.
Anyway? What do you mean, anyway? You don't sound very happy to see me. I was almost killed back there. Why didn't you try to save me? All you care about is that dead wife of yours. I've never been so scared in my whole life. You couldn't care less about me, could you?
No, I just...
Then stay with me. Don't ever leave me alone. You're supposed to take care of me. So, what about about Laura? Did you find her?
Yeah, but she ran away.
We've got to find her.
Played a lot of online golf. I'm a dork. Hey, I'm not judging. I played like tens of thousands of hours of Final Fantasy XI.
I just feel sorry for
So
her.
I'm not judging.
She's all alone. And for some reason, I feel like it's...
So I literally started playing FF11. Let's see. PC was 2003. PS2 version came out in 2004. So from 2003 up until 2013, I was playing Final Fantasy XI regularly. And then took a couple years where I didn't play it, and then missed it and went back and started playing it again like 2016, 2017, something like that. I went back some years ago, and first I was playing on a fan server, an unofficial server called Nasomi. And I played on Nasomi for a while because Nasomi was classic FF11, like level 75 cap. Treasures of Outbreak era. Treasures of Outbreak era Final Fantasy XI. And then I went back and played on official servers again and wound up enjoying it a lot more than I thought I would. And maxed out item level on a character for a couple of jobs. Did Final Fantasy XI on PS2 have text and keyboard support? It did. So there was an in-game keyboard that you could use, but then they made PS2 keyboards because the PS2 had USB ports. So you could plug in keyboards to the PS2 to use. So sometimes I'd have a keyboard separate from my controller, but then I also bought a keyboard controller combo specifically for Final Fantasy XI on PS2 that I would use. So it was a whole thing, but yeah, it was supported. Text was supported. We're just gonna bully Maria. Get in your corner. Manifestation. Can't trust you. Are Resident Evil 2 puzzles hard like Silent Hill ones, or can a dummy like me get through it easier? I would say in general, I don't know. They're different kind of puzzles for the most part.
There's only one road you can take. Just one road, no more.
They're about on par. Like if you can solve Silent Hill puzzles and stuff, you probably won't struggle too much with most Resident Evil puzzles. But the same way, like Silent Hill, you have Silent Hill 3 fucking hard mode Shakespeare, where sometimes shit is just crazy difficult without some kind of guide. Resident Evil series has a couple puzzles like that too, where they're a little bit bullshit if you don't have some sort of guide or reference or information. But for the most part, the puzzles are like, you won't struggle.
What was that?
You shouldn't. They're not particularly like harder or anything.
You can't open it?
Yeah, Maria, give me a hand here.
Come on. You're supposed to be the big man around
Used to
here.
download SpongeBob episodes off Kazan, LimeWire as a kid. GBA ROMs. I mean, I definitely did that when I was younger too. Wasn't exactly a kid, but
What's this?
yeah.
Not very
Downloading
cute, is it?
emulator
Here,
stuff
James.
and
You take it.
not SpongeBob episodes either, but for me it was usually anime. I was usually torrenting anime. Because there was a lot of anime that didn't come out in any form in the United States, and the only way to get it was to like torrent it or import it at like a cost of an arm and a leg. I haven't been keeping up with my health. And now I'm dead. Just chillin'. Thank you so much for the 50 months. Now, this is a version I don't see often. Yeah, I don't really play the Xbox version in general on my channel. And this is the first time I've ever used an original Xbox emulator of any kind. So we're learning stuff. Seeing how things are. Which is funny because, like, as far as original hardware, just the Xbox version of this game in general, I have played it quite a bit. For a long time, I had my Xbox hooked up more often, more consistently than my PS2. So, like, before I was really streaming and stuff, whenever I would have like a go-to version of Silent Hill 2 to play, it was usually the original Xbox version on the original hardware. So I used to play this version of the game a lot. Pretty much until I started speedrunning.
You can't open it?
Yeah, Maria, give me a hand here.
Come on.
But
You're
yeah,
supposed
first
to be
time
the
ever
big
playing,
man around here.
trying out the emulator.
How's a little girl like me supposed
So far
to...
it's okay. Definitely some issues, but definitely playable. Not bad either. Not the worst version of Silent Hill 2 you could be playing by far.
Not very cute, is it? Here, James. You take it.
Thanks.
Thanks. I just wanted to hear the thanks line again. Okay. Used to play the PS2 version, and Dad used to play his old PC version. See, originally I played the PS2 version. Like, for my first playthrough, it was the PS2 version. So that was the version that I played from the time the game out for the first, from the time the game came out for the first like 2 years. That was what I played. But then I started using my Xbox a lot more, so that wound up being like Wait, did I not pick up the ring? I just got the one in the fridge, so I need to go. I apparently didn't pick up the ring down here. So yeah, it's funny. With Silent Hill 2, I've jumped around versions quite a lot over the years since the game came out. Because initially I was just playing the PS2 version, and then I played the Xbox version a lot after that. And then 2015, when I started speedrunning, I started playing the PC version, and the PC version has kind of become like what I've played the most of since 2015. I'm like all over the place with this game. Nice. Oh, whoops. I don't need to do that. The door's right here. It's like me with Silent Hill 3, have it on everything, even my phone. Nice. I haven't quite put PS2 emulation and stuff on my phone. I do have DuckStation on my phone. So I've played Silent Hill 1 on my phone at random times. And it's surprising how well DuckStation stuff works, even on a phone. Yo, Solid Snake 88. Thank you so much for the 17 months. Very much appreciate it. Welcome back. Hope you're doing well today. Besides the fog, this version is solid. Not awful by any means. Even the fog, like, I don't look at it. It's not worse than the PS2 version. It's just different. It's not like the HD collection where it's objectively worse. Where the fog is just a big flat wall of gray that follows you. Where you can see like a hard line on the environment where the draw distance is not functioning the way that it's supposed to. Do you still watch anime or not as much anymore? Definitely not as much as I used to, but I do still watch anime. I need to catch up on JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. The second half of part 6. Stone Ocean finally came out. I'm a big JoJo's Bizarre Adventure fan. I've read the manga ages ago, but it's been fun watching through the anime as it gets released. So I still watch JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Yo, is that T-Base 2, aka Dorian, the House? House. I don't know. That's like your wrestling name. The House. Dorian the House. Thank you so much for the 5 gift subs. Did you get the discount on that? Is that still a thing? Is that happening? Wereseer, Brass Hand, Sasquatch Pizza, Hirimi got a sub. I love it. And Creep4394. Enjoy the subs, courtesy of Dorian. Thank you so much. Very, very much appreciate it. Dorian, I don't know if you saw or heard but I am back in the YouTube game. I started up the Nub Zombie YouTube channel officially again. And I've been slowly getting the archives from Twitch over there. And eventually I'm going to do some original YouTube content and stuff again too. But thank you so much. Is there a link to the YouTube, please? Yeah, it's just !YT in chat. Do you want me to set Restless Dreams to private? Nah. There's a lot of people who already know that channel. Well, they knew the Sci-Fi Guy channel and then moved over to Restless Dreams, and now they'd be moving back over to the Nub Zombie channel. So I'm kind of just starting over. If anything, we might collaborate, like where I can make a video for you to put on the Restless Dreams channel just to let those subscribers know about the official channel. But otherwise, no. Restless Dreams can stay right where it is. Plenty of people already have it bookmarked, and when they're going to bed, they hit their playlist and it's already there. So I don't want to disrupt any of that and make people jump channels again. But I do want to let people know I'm archiving stuff on an official YouTube channel again. And eventually I plan on doing streams and directly to YouTube and some original edited videos specifically for YouTube. So more YouTube stuff in the future for all you YouTube viewers and watchers. Because funny enough, YouTube has been getting better with a lot of the things that pissed me off so much about it when I tried to do my YouTube channel years ago. And Twitch is ever so creeping towards completely shitting the bed. Because they've been making a lot of poor decisions for quite a while now. So making YouTube a lot more appealing. For as anti-YouTube as I was for a while there, Twitch is not doing so hot lately. And YouTube has been kind of getting better. Thank you, Zach Jovi. I appreciate the sub. The YouTube sub. Because yeah, it sucks having to start over a channel like that, where on the original Nub Zombie channel, we had a few thousand subscribers. Oh, excuse me. We had a few thousand subscribers, and there were some videos and stuff with like 30, 40,000 views. And then when I deleted that channel, a couple channels started re-uploading stuff. Sci-Fi Guy was the only person, Dorian was the only person who actually was like in my streams who took the time to message and ask permission. To re-upload archives and stuff. So like any of those other channels that are on YouTube that uploaded my stuff, fuck them. They never bothered contacting me or asking. If they would have asked, I probably would have been fine with it, but that's just how it goes. That's the nature of creating anything and putting it on the internet. Inevitably, somebody's going to try and steal it and pass it off as their own. Just did a community post and added under channels on Restless Dreams. Hopefully it can kickstart everyone subbing back to you. Nice. I will try to do the same on the official channel. Just to let people know what's going on. And that the Restless Dreams channel and stuff's not going anywhere. Unless you decide you want to take it down for any reason, I'm fine with it. Yeah, GJ. Their channel is still up too. But they never... I don't know who the fuck that is. And they definitely never asked my permission. And they also have a lot of really fucked up weird videos on their channel outside of like my stolen re-upload shit. Hey, Aki. Discovered you through YouTube. Don't even know if it was your real channel or not, but I'm glad I found my way here. Most likely, if it was just in the last like couple years, it was probably through Sci-Fi Guy's channel, through Dorian's channel. So you can thank T-Base2 in chat there for that, most likely. Because when I had my first original YouTube channel, that was like, I think I started it in 2016 and then deleted it. Oh, actually, I can check. I still have my I'm deleting my YouTube channel video. Saved. November 30th, 2019 is when I deleted the YouTube channel. The first one. Damn, I thought it was longer ago than that. So that I had that channel up for like 3 years. Didn't feel like it. Certainly didn't feel like it. But then again, my sense of time is so fucked up. It's so weird for me to think about all these things at this point. It doesn't feel right. Like, we are 2 weeks away, less than 2 weeks away from celebrating 11 years on Twitch. 11 years. Gonna re-upload the Silent Hill 4 UFO ending video? I could. I very much could. That was a fave of mine. It'll immediately be copyright stricken, but as long as it doesn't get taken down or blocked in any countries, then it should be fine. I should be able to repost it. I just wouldn't be able to monetize it, which I don't really... I never gave a shit about making any kind of money on YouTube. I never really made money on YouTube in the first place, even when the channel was relatively not even big, like 3,000 or 4,000 subscribers and stuff, but yeah. Basically any video uploaded onto YouTube from the Silent Hill series gets immediately like flagged by Konami. Like, there's no way to monetize content like that unless it's really heavily edited, which I never did. It was just archives of my streams, just like this. How's that possible? The 10-year celebration was 2 weeks ago. That's what it feels like. Maybe not 2 weeks, but it feels like you know, we did the pizza party 10 years celebration like 3 or 4 months ago. That feels like 3 or 4 months ago in my head, not last year. Ah, Konami. Cone Amy. Hey, what's up, Scottish Geek? Good morning. Also spent a lot of time editing the stuff to try and make it a bit more YouTube friendly. Yeah, I appreciate that, Dorian. And that's another reason why those archives, definitely what you've done on the Restless Dreams channel, can stay up there. Because even though I'll have a lot of those same playthroughs and stuff uploaded to mine, they're the unedited highlights of the original streams. So they're still going to have like the breaks in between and things like that, at least for now. Once I find time and get a little bit more experience with video editing, a lot of that stuff I'm gonna take down, edit, re-upload. For now, I'm just trying to get everything over onto YouTube. That's the first big thing, is I have like 1,000 hours worth of video content. Because I have like 500 hours plus of Silent Hill archive stuff on this channel alone. And then everything not Silent Hill archived. So my first Demon Souls playthrough, my first Bloodborne playthrough, a full in-depth playthrough of Tenchu Wrath of Heaven, my first Soma playthrough, my first Resident Evil 2 remake and first Resident Evil 3 remake playthroughs. Like all that stuff is Death Stranding, all the Death Stranding stuff. All that's eventually going to be on there too. So that's another several hundred hours worth of stuff. So right now I'm just trying to get everything to YouTube, and then yeah, eventually some stuff will get taken down and edited and re-uploaded. I might put together some like highlight videos of specific things. Eventually I'll try and edit and record videos specifically for YouTube. Do we have a YouTube command yet? Yeah, it's just !YT. Is it canon that Mary taught James to dance? He can sure swivel those hips. Oh man, he can swivel so much better on the PC version. Well, a lot of it here, especially if you're in tank controls. Because then you can strafe. Well, you're supposed to be able to strafe. Wait, that's the strafe buttons? Oh, that's weird. Weird configuration on controller. Been so long since I've used the Xbox default controls. Still can't dance like you can on the PC version, so. Take that for what you will. This looks really good. They did a good job. I mean, the original Xbox version as a port was a decent port. Like, it was a solid port of Silent Hill 2 in the first place. But yeah, the XEMU Xbox emulation, for a long time, Xbox emulation just like did not work. And yeah, in more recent years, Xbox emulation's come a long way, and it's definitely far from perfect, but it's not bad. This is definitely not the worst way to play Silent Hill 2. It's still leaps and bounds better than the HD collection. You know what you're really going to enjoy? Every few months, every comment on every video will be, what do you think about the new Silent Hill leak? It looks super real this time. Twitch chat kind of hits me with the same thing, and I just got to be like, don't care, exclamation point leak. So I just need to take that same attitude into YouTube, where people comment things and I just don't care. Silent Hill 2 and 4 aren't backwards compatible on the new Xbox consoles, right? Correct. They are backwards compatible on the Xbox 360, and even then they don't work correctly. Like, they're playable, but they both have visual bugs. But yeah, beyond the 360, Silent Hill 2 and 4 don't work, so they won't work on Xbox One or Xbox Series X unless you set up emulators, which I know some people have done. You can set up emulators on your Xbox One or your Xbox Series X and emulate the PS2 versions pretty decently. Bonk. Yeah, we had one crash, and it wasn't a consistent crash because we reloaded, went through the same door, and it was totally fine the second time around. We have some lag here and there, and the weird pause menu, everything folds into itself. But aside from that, and the weird flashlight bug, the flashlight sticking out of James's butt, all in all, still not horrible. I said, still better than HD collection, even with all that. 2, 6, 8. Shit. 2, 8, 6. Shit. Six, 2, 8. Shit. 6, 8, 2. Hey. Let's go. It's good the HD collection established that extremely low bar to make all other ports look okay in comparison. It's true. It's true. It's hard to... You really don't get worse than the HD collection when it comes to versions of Silent Hill 2 and 3 to play. Yeah, Aki. No, there's a lot of in-depth stuff, and that Born from a Wish playthrough is on YouTube as well. It should be.
Just put the gun to their head. Pow.
So there should be a whole lot more on YouTube that has never been on YouTube before. And yeah, I still have hundreds of hours of stuff to finish exporting.
Calm down, Eddie. Tell me what happened.
I've just kind of been doing it in batches from
I didn't do anything.
day to day when I can.
He just came after me. Besides, he was making fun of me with his eyes, like that other one.
Just for that, you killed him?
What do you mean, just for that?
Eddie, you can't just kill someone because of the way they looked at you.
Oh yeah? Why not? Till now I always let people walk all over me. Just like that stupid dog. He had it coming too.
Eddie?
I was just joking, James. He was dead when I got here. Honest. Anyway, I gotta run.
You're going out there alone?
Yeah.
Eddie?
Eddie. Liked Eddie when he was chill eating pizza. I mean, that's the thing that kind of makes Eddie somewhat scary. Like, the fact that when you first meet him early on, he doesn't seem that off. Like, he seems off, but just as much as James or Angela do, and you don't really know the extent of it. When you see him just puking his guts out, it's like, there's a body in there and he's being weirdly defensive. But at the same time, it's like, it's a fucked up scenario around you, so he seems kind of normal. He's in the bowling alley. He's like, he doesn't seem to really care about this little girl being hurt, which is weird. He has like not that natural, care about other humans, have sympathy for people. He's lacking empathy. Again, red flag, but okay, he's sitting there eating pizza. But then you get to this point of the game and he's like losing his fucking mind. He starts doing that really dreamy, drifty tone in his voice. Yeah. Like his mind is elsewhere. But on the new PS Plus, there's lots of good games. I haven't even kept up with a lot of the PS Plus and Game Pass game stuff for a while. I've had to cancel pretty much like all of my subscription stuff for a while just to try to save up money. So I haven't really been following too closely what all is available on the subscription things. But don't worry, guys. Konami's gonna make Suikoden again. Huh? Who's ready for a Suikoden remake? Suikoden? Yeah, Technokami. That there was a Konami had a whatchamacallit, game reveal thing, conference, whatever thing where all of the fans were like, they're gonna announce the new Silent Hill, they're gonna announce the new Silent Hill, here it comes, they're gonna finally announce the new Silent Hill. And then they spent like an hour and a half talking about Suikoden and how they're going to remake Suikoden. And Super Bomberman R2. Konami putting out the Suikoden remake to screw over the original creator's new game. Yeah, there's speculation around that too. That it's very convenient that it's happening at the same time that the original creators are trying to release a new game or promote a new game. probably answered this a billion times, but what made you restart the YouTube channel? A lot of people for a long time just really preferring YouTube over Twitch. And a combination of wanting to help out that side of the fan base, like people who support and enjoy my stuff on YouTube. But also lately Twitch has been making some not so great decisions, and YouTube has actually been getting better. I actually had a copyright thing get lifted from YouTube already with the new YouTube channel. I've already had several copyright things that were initially in place when I uploaded stuff that have automatically been lifted without me having to go through and point out to YouTube, like, this is very obviously a scammer who has nothing to do with what they're claiming is their copyright. Automatically done without any input from me. That is such a huge step. One of the things that I hated the most about dealing with YouTube, it's not perfect, but there's something there. There's something in place, obviously. What about the recent leak of the Korean rating or whatever of the Silent Hill game? Don't care. Don't care. Silent Hills had a trailer, a playable teaser, was in development, and a shit ton of promotion. Was officially announced. Kojima went up on stage and talked about it with Guillermo del Toro. That game didn't come out. I shouldn't have to tell you. So everyone's losing their shit over a rating. A rating that only exists in one country, weirdly enough. Call me when the game comes out. There's no reason to give a single shit until there is something to play. One singular. I almost said shingular. One shingular shit. Yeah, there's just no reason to care. There's no reason for me to care until there is something to play. Give me a demo or a new game release. Give me something I can actually play, and we'll have something to talk about. But until then, I just don't care. I'm still baffled how there's nothing about Silent Hill. Are they afraid to make one? Konami is not just a game developer. They make a lot more money doing everything outside of video game development.
I thought that thing killed
Like, game development is a very, very small part of Konami overall in this day and age. So they just don't put as much budget and effort and focus into game development anymore.
Stabbed me? What do you mean?
Because they run all sorts of different companies and, like,
What are you talking about?
businesses. In Japan, like, Konami owns insurance agencies and health spas and gyms.
Something happened to you?
They
we got
do, like,
separated
the
that
Yu-Gi-Oh! Trading card game, so they make a shit ton of money off of that. So there's all these other things that are way more profitable and are their main, like, focus as a business
So forgetful.
than trying
Remember
to
that time in the
produce
hotel?
video games. Because that was kind of the whole reason that Kojima got let go from Konami.
You said you
Because Kojima was kind of a relic of that video game development history where
I wonder if
game
it's still
development
there.
got to a point where to make something
How do you know about
competitive in the AAA
that?
market,
Aren't you Maria?
you have to sink so much money into it. It's
that's
such a
scary.
risk if the game like doesn't sell. It can
So,
ruin your company.
you're Maria.
And Konami's not going to put that much money into something
I am.
to try and make,
If you want me
you
to
know,
be.
a quality product that in the end
All
may
I
not
want
sell.
from you
Because
is an answer.
historically, even the best selling Silent Hill games
It doesn't
are
matter
not
who I am.
huge sellers in the grand
I'm
scheme of
here for you,
things.
James.
Compared to
See.
like Resident Evil,
I'm
Silent Hill has always sold just like a fraction of what Resident Evil games
Don't
sell.
you want to touch me?
So
I
it's never been a
Don't know.
profitable
Come and
decision
get me.
for
Can't
Konami
do anything.
to make
It is
Silent Hill
wise.
games.
okay. Stay right there. I'll be there soon.
Now that's not to say that they never ever will again. The short message game might wind up being real and it might actually get made. I don't expect it to be super high quality or particularly good, but hey, that's only the future knows for sure. We'll find out at some point. But yeah, that's why like you haven't really heard much from Konami. Yo, what's up, Cat Link? People are cuckoo for Silent Hill Cocoa Puffs. Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are. Don't get me wrong. I would love to have, even if it's awful, even if it's the worst thing ever, if a new Silent Hill game comes out, of course I'm going to be playing it. It might not last long, but I'll definitely be excited just to have, like, something new to play. A new Silent Hill game to play. Just want to hear more about Slitterhead? Me too. Me too. I want me some Slitterhead and some Calypso Protocol. Like, there's some pretty good looking horror stuff that is actually not guaranteed, but most likely coming out. A lot more reasonable to be excited about than Silent Hill at this current time. Scorn. Alan Wake 2. Where the devs themselves were like, the first Alan Wake wasn't a horror game. Alan Wake 2, we're making a horror game. That's got me excited. That's got me a little excited. That's got me intrigued. Because I would consider Alan Wake a horror game. And if the devs don't consider it a horror game and they're like, oh, trust us, Alan Wake 2 is the real horror game, I'm excited to see what they do. I'm interested. There's a lot of stuff that I'm cautiously optimistic about. Silent Hill is not one of them. If a game actually comes out, we'll have something to talk about, one way or the other. But till then, there's no reason to get excited. Wonder why Silent Hill never sold amazingly well? You know, I've thought about that quite a bit. And honestly, I kind of feel like these games were unfortunately ahead of their time. I think if these games or their whatever modern equivalent had come out a decade later, they probably would have been received a lot better. But super heady, make you think about everything type of narrative in games in the late 90s and early 2000s was just not a big part of the general video game
Angela,
demographic.
relax.
Don't
Like-
order me around.
I'm not trying to order you.
So what?
Yeah,
do you
horror
want?
was not as popular. It's definitely gotten a lot more popular,
You're trying to be nice
I
to
feel,
me, right?
in more recent
I know what
years.
you're up to.
So
Always the
horror
same.
itself as a genre
You're
was
only
not
after one thing.
quite as widely
That's not true
received
at all.
and accepted.
You don't have to lie.
Not accepted, but
Go
like
ahead and say it.
enjoyed by a lot of people.
Force me. Beat me up like he always did.
And then yeah, people
You don't even
weren't,
care
the
about
majority of your sales were not people who were looking for a game that makes you feel things and think things. Most of the gamers were,
Angela.
10 to 17 and wanted to see explosions
Make me sick.
and hit sick 360 no scopes. And, you're not thinking about emotional implications of a teenage girl who's been sexually abused her whole life. Like this scenario right now. This is why. This is why Silent Hill was not more popular. Because you have things like this that make you feel very uncomfortable and have to think and feel
You didn't want
things.
her around anymore.
And
You
that just
probably
was
found
not
someone else.
a huge part of the video game demographic at that time. I feel like narrative games are much
ridiculous.
more well received and respected now, especially when you look at stuff like I feel like the closest thing we have to that in terms of like more recent games is The Last of Us. The Last of Us and The Last of Us Part 2. And I think looking at those games and how well they did, like Last of Us 2 was fucking game of the year. Like everybody fucking heaped all this praise and everything onto it. The gameplay of The Last of Us and The Last of Us 2 is pretty mediocre. It's not great. But they know how to do some okay storytelling and some decent tug at your heartstrings setups. And it's much, much better received now. Whereas, yeah, Silent Hill in the era that it came out in, like, it wasn't a popular thing. There was not a huge crowd of the gaming fan base. Yep. That's why I said these games were kind of ahead of their time. But Konami doesn't take that kind of stuff into consideration. Konami looks at numbers. They look at numbers. They look at their competitors and they see what Capcom makes and what Capcom sales numbers are, and they look at their video game numbers as far as how much they're putting up front to get a game made, and then watch it not sell as much as the latest Resident Evil or whatever. So yeah. What do you think of the Fatal Frame games? The ones that I've played, I've really enjoyed.
Maria?
Fatal Frame 1 and 2, I absolutely love. Those are great games.
What happened to you?
I played most of Fatal Frame 3, but I never finished it. It's been a long time since I played it at all. And I never played anything after 3. I never played 4, and I never played 5. 4 got announced. It's getting a Switch and PC and console release. for the first time officially in America. Before this, the only way to play Fatal Frame 4 was to import it, and you could get a fan-made patch for English subtitles. So we're finally going to have an official English version of Fatal Frame 4 to play. So I'm basically waiting for that to come out, and then I'm going to play all of the Fatal Frame games. I had originally planned on playing all the Fatal Frame games next month. I was going to do that for October. But then the announcement for Fatal Frame 4 getting re-released basically made me go, you know what? That's close enough. I'll wait for that to come out. Then we'll go through all the Fatal Frame games. Wonder if I'll see any Silent Hill slot machines in Vegas next month, or if they phased those out already. There should still be a few around Vegas. If you really want to, I forget what the actual site is, but you can look up slot machines, like what machines are available in what casinos online. So yeah, if you're going to be in Vegas, you can check ahead of time and see which casinos still have it. Because most likely you'll still be able to play those Silent Hill slot machines.
Eddie?
Because I've seen people record videos and put them on YouTube of those slot machines as recently as like 3 months ago. So they're definitely still around.
You make me sick. Fat ass, you're nothing but a waste of skin. You're so ugly, even your mama don't love you. Well, maybe he was right. Maybe I am nothing but a fat, disgusting piece of shit. But you know what? It doesn't matter if you're smart, dumb, ugly, pretty. It's all the same once you're dead. And the corpse can't laugh. From now on,
The desync is kind of killing me. That's one of the lesser aspects of this emulation too, is these in-game engine cutscenes getting desynced.
Have you gone nuts?
That's a deal breaker
I knew
for
it.
people playing
You
casually.
too. You're just like him, James.
Hey, I didn't mean anything.
Which is a shame, because for the most
I
part,
understand. You've been laughing at me
the
all
Xbox
along,
emulator's been
haven't you?
doing okay.
Ever since we first met. I'll kill you, James.
But yeah, the desync's pretty rough. Oh. We caught up. Oh, I did this wrong. You're supposed to equip the sword so he doesn't shoot you. We'll just do this. We'll just do it this way. Yeah, no katana in this game. Oh well.
Do you know what it does to you, James?
You get the great knife instead.
Picked on, spit on, just because of the way you look? After you've been laughed at your whole friggin' life? That's why I ran away.
Hey,
after
Nello.
I killed the dog.
Just glad an Xbox emulator's even running games now. Same.
Girl.
For a long time there, Xbox emulation was
It
looking
was fun. It tried to chew into
kind of
your
not
guts
possible.
up.
Now, like, yeah, this has its issues, but like,
Then he came
we're coming up on the end of the game. It's definitely playable. And tomorrow night, I'm going to test out Silent Hill 4, and we'll see how that does. It might be better, might be worse. We'll see.
He's gonna have a hard time playing football on what's left of that knee.
You think it's okay to kill people? You need help, Eddie.
Don't get all holy on me, James. This town called you too. You and me are the same. We're not like other people. Don't you know that?
Lost Odyssey runs well. Lost Odyssey's 360. This is original Xbox emulation, not 360. The first Xbox.
Eddie?
Oh, good. Hardly anyone streams Silent Hill 4. Just kidding. It's funny because, like,
A human being.
so many people stream Silent Hill 4. Well, it's not like a ton of people, but a lot more people stream Silent Hill 4 now, more than they used to, because you can actually fucking buy it. You can just go on good old games. It's like $10 or $15 or something like that. It's amazing what that's like when you can actually have access to a game. Imagine if you could do that for any of the other Silent Hill games, where you could just like go and buy it and then play it, have it for a reasonable price. You don't have to track down a copy on eBay that's like a bootleg manual and a fucked up CD case, and you still wind up paying $150 for it. It's like, damn, imagine if you could just get these games digitally for like less than $20 each. It's almost as if people will buy them and play them more. For a company that wants to make money, they sure don't want to make money. It blows my mind because it is one of those things. It's such easy money. It's such easy money. They don't have to do anything. Fans made all of the fixes, all of the patches, all of the enhanced editions. You just have to make the raw PC versions available for 2 and 3. The same way 4 is on good old games. Just put 2 and 3 on there. Just put them all on Steam. You don't have to do anything with them. Just take retail copies and upload them to fucking digital services like good old games and Steam. And let people buy them for $20 a pop. Like, boom. You don't have to take the time to fucking remaster it. You don't have to take the time to fix it. The fans already fucking did all that. The games themselves just need to be available. It seems like the easiest fucking money Konami could make. And they just don't. They just don't do that. Why would we do that? Why would we make our games available for people to buy? Why do you think Konami doesn't put Silent Hill 2 and 3 online? The only thing I can imagine is they're scared of the same lawsuit shit that they had for the HD collection. They don't have the source code. They don't need the source code. They're not remastering it. They just need retail copies of the PC versions to upload digitally. They don't need the source code for that. Technically, they didn't need the source code for the HD collection either. Bluepoint made the Metal Gear Solid collection using retail copies, not source code. Konami pleasing Silent Hill fans? Never. Look, they're more worried about their Suikoden fans, all right? There's obviously way more Suikoden fans than Silent Hill fans. We all know this to be true. So, don't worry. Konami knows what they're doing. I can't even say that with a straight face. This place hasn't changed at all in 3 years. I have no idea, Nello. I really have no clue how 4 wound up on Good Old Games in the first place. I'm convinced Konami, like, it has to be a prank. It has to be somebody who, like, posed as Konami to allow that to happen. And Konami is just unaware. So they haven't taken it down. Because I'm not convinced
Did I scare you?
that Konami would willingly
You did.
let that happen.
You're here to find Mary, aren't you, James?
Wonder if guys see he would
Have
even
you?
give a shit? Probably not.
No. Is that why you're here too?
He's moved on. He's making educational games now,
If you know where she is,
for
tell
those who
me.
don't know.
I'm tired.
Well, he does a lot of stuff, but yeah, he makes educational and like
But
language
she said it
training
in her letter.
and vocabulary training games to help like Japanese people learn English vocabulary
Don't tell Rachel,
and
okay?
even English speakers to bolster their vocabulary.
She was
So
our
he
nurse.
does like
I took
voice
it
work
from
and
her
stuff
locker.
and helps develop educational games. My dearest Laura, I'm leaving this letter with Rachel to give to you after I'm gone. I'm far away now, in a quiet, beautiful place. Please forgive me for not saying goodbye before I left. Be well, Laura. Don't be too hard on the sisters. And Laura, about James. I know you hate him because you think he isn't nice to me, but please, give him a chance. It's true, he may be a little surly sometimes, and he doesn't laugh much, but underneath he's really a sweet person. Laura, I love you like my very own daughter. My daughter Cheryl. If things had worked out differently, I was hoping to adopt you. Happy 8th birthday, Laura. Your friend forever, Harry Mason.
Laura, how old are you?
I turned 8 last week.
So, Mary couldn't have died 3 years ago. Could she really be here? Is this the quiet, beautiful place she was talking about?
Me and Mary talked a lot about Silent Hill. She even showed me all her pictures. She really wanted to come back. That's why I'm here. Maybe you'll get it if you see the other letter. The one, Mary. Huh? I must have dropped it.
Laura!
I gotta find it.
Laura!
It's another little bit of cutscene desync, but not too bad. One question, I'm sure you got it like 1,000 times. What do you think? Is Laura real? I don't think I know Laura is real. The devs have said it in multiple different interviews and accounts from multiple different devs. Laura is real. Laura is real, Eddie is real, and Angela is real. They are not like aspects of James's personality. Laura represents his innocence and Eddie, no, they are real people. Maria is a manifestation. She's a creation of the town. But yeah, everyone else is intended to be real, true life characters. Real peoples in this world. Okay. Let's go do fish cube. Yeah, Maria was literally born from a wish. The sub-scenario spells that out. Doggo Disappointer, thank you so much for the 15 months. Thank you, thank you. Very much appreciated. Hope you're doing well tonight. Laura's the only one experiencing Silent Hill in the real world. Everyone else has their own world. Yeah, everyone kind of has their own perspective. This game plays a lot with perspective. It's not even a guarantee that the Silent Hill that Laura is seeing is the real Silent Hill, but she doesn't see anything. She doesn't see the monsters, but she's also not seeing people like other regular people walking around. It's not like a functioning, thriving town. So yeah, this game plays a lot with individual perspectives. The best scene to kind of explain in general kind of how to look at things in Silent Hill 2 is the boss fight with the abstract daddy and the cutscenes surrounding it, where you've got James and you've got Angela both in one place seeing the same manifestation as two different things, where Angela is seeing her father, Thomas Orozco. James has never met Thomas Orozco, so he is seeing a creature that Thomas Orozco would represent, or a creature represented by that person, where they're both seeing those things simultaneously, but we as a player are only seeing James's perspective. Kore. It was Dust. If I would have guessed, if I would have cycled through the briefcase, Dust is like bottom of the list. Actually, no, that would have been a fourth try. Mama Damn Dark Dust. Dusk. So yeah. That actually would have been... I used to do Dust like way at the end, because it used to be one that I would forget a lot. Could Eddie, Angela, and Laura see Maria? It's unknown. The only person we know for sure sees Maria is James. Maria specifically goes out of her way to never be around any other real people, because inevitably they would see her as something other than what James sees her as, and that would sort of give up, you know, what she's trying to do, or rather what the town is trying to do with her image as far as James is concerned. So we never see anyone else interact with Maria except for James. outside of Ernest in Born from a Wish, who turns out to be a fucking ghost anyway. He's either literally a ghost haunting the town or some aspect of the town being represented as this, spirit that used to live in the town, or some equivalent, but basically not a real person. Hey, Ginger Gamer. Good morning. But who delivered the pizza? Masahiro Ito said on Twitter that it was a microwave pizza. But then everybody was like, well, why does the microwave work? And it's like, you just can't win. Just can't win. Where's Silent Hill 2 based? Is it true the movie made it a different location based in real life? Yeah, the movie has nothing to do with the games. Outside of very, very loose connections, character names, and things like that. But no, the basis for the movie and the basis for the games are totally different. Even the inspiration for the town itself from game to game changes. In Silent Hill 1, the game is supposed to take place in Maine. It's based on areas in Maine through works of literature. Stephen King setting a lot of his stories in Maine. Team Silent took a lot of inspiration from that, but they also took a trip to the USA and spent time in Chicago and Buffalo, Illinois. So there is some things that are slightly reminiscent, like based on those areas as far as like architecture and things. But it's not like they intended Silent Hill to be there. As far as story and lore goes, Silent Hill is meant to be a city in Maine. The movie changes it to be West Virginia, I think. And it's based on, and then as far as the games go, they're based on Maine, places in Maine. Silent Hill 1 takes inspiration from places in Maine and places in Illinois. Silent Hill 2 takes inspiration from San Bruno, California, because that's just where the Konami offices for the US branch of Konami were at the time. So that's where Team Silent was able to go to for research. So they basically went to the Konami offices, went and walked around San Bruno, took some pictures, used that for inspiration for some of the building fronts and streets in Silent Hill 2. But yeah. And then the movie, yeah, it's set in West Virginia and it's based on Centralia, but that's strictly the movie. The games are totally different. From New Zealand, don't know USA inside and out. Probably for the best. Probably for the best, to be honest. The state where Stephen King is from. Is he from there? He lives there now. He's been living there for a long time. Where was Stephen King born? No, he was born in Portland. Okay. I couldn't remember if, like, he adopted Maine as his home from living there so long, or if he actually was born there. But he was born in Portland. And now he lives in Bangor. Oops. Maine lobsters. Oh my god, Yoshio. Maine lobsters are so good. Maine seafood in general is some of the best fucking seafood I've ever had. Clam chowder. Some lobster and clam chowder. Oh man.
This is not a dream. What's happening to this place?
Hey, Jed Ashling, good morning. And Teddy Raz. Teddy, thank you so much for the raid. Ooh, laggy menu. Teddy, thank you so much for the raid. Very much appreciate it. Hope you had a good stream. Thank you, thank you. Welcome, everybody. We're chilling. We're going through Silent Hill 2. I'm testing out the XEMU Xbox emulator. Ooh. My laggy. Cool name for an emulator, at least. I mean, it's pretty on the nose. It's an Xbox emulator, so it's XEMU, XEMU, Zemulator, my X emulator. But yeah, it's definitely still very flawed. But it worked a lot better than I thought it was going to, considering Xbox emulation has basically been impossible for such a long time. In Silent Hill 3, in the first half of the game, before going to Silent Hill, is the town that Heather explores, is it Portland or somewhere else? It's supposed to be Portland. Douglas even makes a comment to Heather when they're driving to Silent Hill, and Heather's like, say in that scene with in the car when it's her and Douglas driving to Silent Hill, when Heather mentions like Silent Hill, I was born there, Douglas is like, I thought you grew up in Portland. So that's where they're supposed to be.
Are you taping again? Come on. I don't know why, but I just love it here. It's so peaceful. You know what I heard? This whole area used to be a sacred place. I think I can see why. It's too bad we have to leave. Please promise you'll take me again, James.
Well, that's the thing, Dr. William Freeman. She grew up in Portland, but they moved after an accident, so it's probably a different city. We don't know. All we know is that Douglas makes the mention of her living in Portland. So she lived in Portland with Harry at some point. They got attacked, and it says that they moved away. Did they just move to the other side of the city? Did they move to a different city? They didn't leave the state because they're still relatively close to Silent Hill when she drives there with Douglas. So it's not like they went that far. You'd think you'd move to the other side of the fucking country if a cult member showed up and tried to kill you and steal your daughter, but yeah, no. But they don't say anything about it. Like, they don't specify. She could be on the other side of town. She could be on the other side of the state. You know.
So there you are, James. Did you get the letter? Did you find Mary? If not, let's get going already, okay?
Laura. Mary's gone. She's dead.
Liar, that's a lie!
No, that's not true.
She died because she was sick?
Is it expensive living in the USA?
I killed her.
In some parts, yes, and in other parts, no. The United States is fucking massive. Like, a lot of people really underestimate how fucking huge the United States is.
You didn't care about her. I hate you, James. I hate you. I hate you. I hate you.
It can take like 9 hours or just to drive across Texas, like to get across a state.
Why?
If you live anywhere else in the world, that's how long it takes you to get to like the next country over. Or several countries.
I'm sorry. The Mary you know isn't here.
Come on, cutscene delay.
I'm sorry.
You can do it. I believe in you.
James, where are you? I'm waiting. I'm waiting for you. Please come to me.
Takes you 2 hours to fly from New Zealand to Australia, or a small amount to fly from the South Island of New Zealand. Yeah, see, when I moved to Georgia, I drove from Austin, Texas to where I live in Georgia now. And it took me 16 hours. I was on the road for 16 hours. And I drove straight here. I didn't, like, stop and sleep for the night and then, 8 hours one day, 8 hours. No, I did it all at once. And that's to get, like, 4 states over. The U.S. is fucking huge. Because that's one of the things, like, I've lived in the U.S. my whole life. I've only traveled outside of the country a handful of times, and that's really only been to Japan. So, to me, like, it's crazy being able to go to, like, a place like Japan, and within a day, you can hop on the trains and kind of get from, like, one end of the country to the other. which is still a pretty substantial trip, but yeah, compared to like living in Texas, where you can drive 9 hours in any direction from Austin and basically still be in Texas. The wiki says a nameless town serves as the setting for the first half of Silent Hill 3, and Douglas's notebook doesn't mention the town's name, so we don't know. Minmo Town. I'm fine with Minmo Town. But yeah, the point is, like, this is another reason why the fact that you mentioned that's what's on the wiki, this is another reason why you shouldn't trust everything you read on the Silent Hill wiki. Because there is no confirmation one way or the other. So just because something isn't one thing doesn't mean that it is another. Does that make sense? Like, just because, again, they say, oh, Harry and Heather got attacked, they moved. Did they move 4 blocks away? Or did they move 4 hours away? We don't know. It's the same way that people are like, oh, there's a Silent Hill 2 mention in Silent Hill 3. Douglas says he went on a missing persons case and never found the guy, you know? So he must have been talking about James. And it's like, no. Tons of people go missing in Silent Hill. Like, all the fucking time. Now, is it likely that that's a reference to Silent Hill 2? Is that the devs kind of doing a little wink and a nod to the player? Like, hey, remember this other game where this guy probably would have gone missing as the rest of the world would have seen it? Sure, but it's not confirmed. You don't have 100% concrete evidence, verification from either information within the game or from a developer directly. So in any case where something is just left open and implied, it's not good just to assume that that is exactly what it is. So, yes, Heather was living with Harry in Portland. That much is confirmed. That is information in Silent Hill 3 that we can objectively look at. They were attacked and moved somewhere. They could have literally still been inside Portland. Portland's a very big city. They could have moved to the other side of the city and that would have been that. Or they could have moved to a completely different place in Maine.
Mama!
Maybe even a neighboring state, somewhere close by.
Now you're the only one left.
But there's no reason to assume, if not one, then it must be the other.
Mama, why are you running away?
Douglas could have been looking for Eddie for all we know. Or Kaufman. Or anyone. Like, there's so many people who went missing in Silent Hill. Like,
Angela, no.
especially for how old Douglas is and how long he probably would have been on the force to do that. You know, to look for that missing person.
Thank you for saving me. But I wish you hadn't. Even Mama said it. I deserve.
Is it me or does the fire look really different in this version? The fire is different in the Xbox version, yeah. Again, that's an issue with the translucent textures, the way that they're rendered on the PS2.
No.
They couldn't render that same translucent texture on the Xbox hardware and make it look correct. So they did a different effect. It's the same for the fog. In fact, I think the fire might be the same fog effect, just with like a different mask layer.
Love me? Take care of me? Heal all.
But yeah, the fire is different in this version. That's not just the emulator.
That's what I thought. Give me back that knife.
Wikis are only useful when they provide sources and links, otherwise shouldn't be taken as gospel. Yeah.
Saving it.
There's a
for
ton of stuff on the Silent Hill wiki that doesn't have citations. Stuff that actually has like citations to, you know, the sources for the information are fine. But you got to watch out for all that stuff that's on the wiki that there's no citation, there's no nothing. Some fan or some editor at some point just put it in, and then everybody just assumes it's true because, hey, it's on a wiki. That doesn't mean anything.
It's hot as hell in here.
You see it too. For me, it's always like this.
No. No. Where'd you go, Angela? Thoughts on Donna Burke's No One Can Save Me, Angela's song? I don't actually know that off the top of my head. I know she's done like a vocal version. But I'm honestly not familiar enough with it to have like thoughts on it. I like Donna Burke as a singer. I like her vocals. Bro, stop poking my toes. Oh my god, finally. Hold on. We need to pause menu glitch as hard as we possibly can. That's great. I don't know why that's so funny. Fucking around. So for anyone who didn't see this earlier, this is one of the weirdest glitches on the Xbox emulation. Whenever you pump up the internal resolution and then press pause, the world turns into little squares and folds in on itself. And then you unpause and it's fine. But it's just really funny seeing it happen. And I wanted to see what it would look like with the red squares. So I'm glad we're here now, so that I can do this. Look at James, with his big hands, his tiny head. Musquares. Short Jame. That is Jame. That is Jame. That's our boy Jame. We drop the S. Hey, Contragent. Your voice sounds differently? Cool, thanks. Honestly, I'd be more concerned if I've been streaming for 11 years and my voice hadn't changed at all. Because when I started streaming, I was like an active musician doing like vocal warm-ups pretty much every day. And now I don't do that. I also had COVID a few weeks ago. And my throat is still kind of fucked up. So yeah, sometimes voices are different.
Stop! Leave her alone! Leave us both the hell alone! Ah!
I was weak. That's why I needed you. Needed someone to punish me for my sins. But that's all over now. I know the truth. Now it's time to end this.
Leave us alone. Leave us both the hell alone. James Marsh. Randy Marsh's brother. I just realized I don't think I can actually horizontal attack in this game because it is not configured to read button sensitive or pressure sensitive button inputs. Because like on the PC version, it doesn't matter. You basically hold the button or tap the button to do two different attacks. But on this version, you can't do that. That's fine. What difficulty is this on? Just normal. Normal action, normal riddle. That's a sound effect. Oh my god, why is that so loud? More emulator weirdness there. My man did not even care. Ping, plonk. God, that's so loud. Why is it like this? There we go. Hold on. Look at him go! Look at these pyramid boys! Woo! Okay. It's too fun. That is my favorite glitch of this entire experience. Testing out this emulation has definitely been making everything compress into little tiny cubes. Little squares. Final Fantasy VII overworld version of this fight. Oh my god. Throw like a swirl effect in. over the squares compressing. It looks like a random
What do
battle.
you want, James?
I brought you some flowers.
Flowers? I don't want any damn flowers. Just go home already.
Speaking of Final Fantasy
what are
VII,
you
Crisis
saying?
Core comes out. Yeah, Crisis Core Remaster
Disgusting.
comes out on the 12th. Yes, it does. At some point, I need to play that. I still need to play the FF7 remake integrate stuff. The Yuffie side story nonsense. Hell, I haven't even streamed. Maybe I should do that at some point. We'll just stream FF7 remake. I've kind of been thinking about streaming Final Fantasy games lately. I don't know why.
Mary?
Time to get into 14. I have tried to get into 14 literally since the beta.
When will you ever
I
stop
played in the
making that
beta
mistake?
for Final Fantasy 14. I played on original launch for 1.0. I was there when 1.0 went down. I started playing again with Realm Reborn. I played for like a year, got bored, quit, and then like every year I'm like, hey, I should give 14 a try. New expansion came out, and I play for like a month, and then remember why I quit, and then stop playing it.
Make you feel bad.
I just can't get into 14, dude. Can't do it.
How can you
There's
throw
just
me
so much to
away?
do.
I understand.
I'm fine with things to do, but I need to be able to like spread out what I can do.
No.
And with 14, it just feels like you have to grind through that fucking main story quest for so long before you can do anything else. Like, I love the shit out of Final Fantasy XI. I have like tens of thousands of hours in Final Fantasy XI because right from the fucking start, you can do so much in that game. You can just decide like, I'm gonna go level up crafting long before I ever even step foot outside and fight anything. Which you can kind of do to an extent in 14, but God, so much of it relies on you grinding out that main story quest, which does eventually get good after you sink like hundreds of hours into the fucking game. And I can't do that anymore, 14, I'm sorry. I just don't like you enough to invest the time and effort into getting to the good parts. Jane.
James.
1 second, sweetheart.
James.
Hold on.
James.
Give me a minute. That's probably my favorite one. Oh, she looks like a baby. She looked like she looked like Cheryl, Heather, etc. at the end of Silent Hill 1, Baby Reborn. It looked like the ham, the honey-baked ham that Alessa gives to Harry
James.
and tells him to leave with. See, look.
James.
Oh, fuck.
James.
Why is that so funny?
James.
New meme format just dropped, guys. Now
James.
let's hit our monster wife with a stick. Bonk.
Mary?
James.
Forgive me.
I told you that I wanted to die, James. I wanted the pain to end.
That's why I did it, honey. I just couldn't watch you suffer. No. That's not true. You also said you didn't want to die. The truth is, I hated you. I wanted you out of the way. I wanted my life back.
James, if that were true, then why do you look so sad?
Mary?
James. Please. Please do something for me. Go on with your life.
In my restless dreams, I see that town. Silent Hill. You promised you'd take me there again someday.
No audio.
Never did.
Why now? Why on the letter reading?
I'm alone there now.
Oh, that's sad.
In our special place.
You were so close, Xbox Emulator. You're so close. You're so close to working pretty well. If there wasn't
Never do.
the audio fuck-ups
And so I wait.
for some of the cutscenes,
Wrapped in my cocoon of
such as
pain
the
and loneliness.
glitching out we just heard there, or the
I
delay,
know I've done a
the
terrible
lag-like
thing to you.
delay that we were getting
Something you'll never forgive me
that
for.
caused like desync earlier.
I
If it
wish I
wasn't
could
for
change
that, I would
but I can't.
completely recommend to people just like, hey, do you want to try out the
So
Xbox version?
pathetic
The
and
emulator's all
ugly
right.
laying here,
Unfortunately, it's
waiting
not
for you.
quite there. It's definitely still got some
Every day I stare up
some
at
bumps
the
to
cracks in the
iron out.
ceiling, and all I can
Oh,
think
there
about
it goes again.
is how unfair it all is. The doctor came today. He told
Oh,
me I
weird.
could
It's
go
got like an
home
echo
for a
to it.
short stay.
Stay.
It's not that I'm getting better.
Better.
It's just that this may be my last chance.
Chance. Okay. What about the music? Is the music fucked up? Gotta go to work. Catch y'all later. That's perfect timing, Turtle, because I'm gonna go to bed. But thanks for coming by, hanging out. Always good to see you. Overall, that was pretty fun, though. Interesting to revisit the original Xbox version in general. Little bit. I mean, it's hard to say I'm disappointed because a couple years ago, like Xbox emulation, it basically wouldn't have been playable practically at all. And I was able to at least finish a playthrough. Definitely not ideal. Visual bugs, lag, desync with cutscenes, audio crackling and stuff. It might run better if you, like, this is my first time using the emulators, so there might be some settings and things that I could potentially tweak, or I'm also running this on my old computer. Once I get my other computer up and running again, it's a little bit more powerful. It might handle the emulator and stuff better. I don't know. But from a general first impression, it's come a long way. It's a lot better than I thought it was. It's not ideal, definitely not for a casual play or a first play or anything like that, but I had fun. I had fun going through that and just kind of messing around with stuff. The pause glitch, by far my favorite thing. I just want to do another playthrough where we just pause glitch every 3 steps and make a collage of beautiful abstract Silent Hill 2 art for everyone to enjoy. We already got some really good ones just from this playthrough. But that is gonna be it for me. Again, thank you all so very, very much for being here, keeping me company, hanging out. I appreciate all the love and support. I'll be back tomorrow night. We're going to do the same thing, but Silent Hill 4.